Now, once we understand a few things related to computation of work for various situations, what is important is the rate at which a certain amount of work is done by an agent. For example, there is a particle P. There is a particle, let's call it A. There is a particle, let's call it A. And there is a force acting on it which is doing work on the particle, And let's say at a certain amount of work, say 20 joules is done on the particle. A certain amount of work, 20 joules is done on the particle, and the time it takes to do that work is, say, 5 seconds. See, the same amount of work could have been done in 5 seconds, it could have been done in 10 seconds, it could have been done in 3 seconds, it could have been done in 1 hour. Now, the rate at which work is done is a measure of power delivered to the object. The object is A. The external agent is delivering power to it. It is doing work, let's say 20 joules in 5 seconds. We then say, in this case, that the average power delivered is the total amount of work done in time t. Work done per unit time. If W is the work done in t seconds, W joules in t seconds, then the average power delivered is going to be W by T. So it's like, if this is in joules and this is in second, this is like joules per second. Average power, let me call it P average. And joules per second is designated by what is called watts. That's the unit of power. SI unit of power is watts. There is a bigger unit in practical considerations which is horsepower, or HP. 1 HP or 1 horsepower is like 746 watts. That's the conversion. Watts is commonly designated as W. Now, it's also possible that there is a force acting on a particle and the rate at which it is doing work is not constant. Then we talk of what is called the instantaneous power. Instantaneous power P is defined as the rate at which work is done. That's instantaneous power. For example, say if there is a force F acting at a certain instant on a particle. And in a small time dt, let's say the particle at A gets displaced by an amount ds. Right? Then what is the work done in dt seconds? What is the work done by F in dt seconds? The work done, call it W, in dt seconds, that's going to be F dot ds. Now the question is, what is the power delivered by this force? The power delivered by this force is the rate at which work is done, which is dW dt. That means ddt of F dot ds, which is like F dot will wriggle out, because for this infinitesimally small displacement F remains practically constant. So this is like F dot ds dt, and ds dt is the velocity of the particle, isn't it? Rate at which displacement occurs is the velocity, so that's like a F dot v. So power delivered at a given instant, which is the instantaneous velocity, power delivered to a particle by a force F acting on the particle at an instant when the velocity of the particle is v, the power delivered, or the instantaneous power delivered by that force, is going to be F dot v. That is the rate at which work is done at that instant when the velocity is v by a force F on the particle. Now, suppose there is a force F which is I plus j plus k newtons acting on a particle, I plus j plus k newtons acting on a particle at an instant when its velocity is say 2I plus j plus 2k meters per second, right? Now the question is, at this instant, what is the power delivered by this force? The power delivered by this force is going to be, the instantaneous power delivered by this force is going to be F dot V. F dot V. F dot V means if I take the dot product, that's like 2 plus 1 plus 2. Yes or no? That makes it 5 watts. The instantaneous power delivered is 5 watts by this particle. Does it make sense to you? Right? Now sometimes what might be given to you is power as a function of time. Say, the power delivered to a particle as a function of time could have been, say, 3t squared plus t, for example. These many watts. At an instant of time t, let's say, the power delivered to a particle by a certain force is 3t squared plus t. Now, what we want to do is, we want to compute the work done by the force delivering this power, these many joules per second, work done from t equal to 1 to t equal to 2 seconds. From t equal to 1 to t equal to 2 seconds, we want to find the work done. Now, power, like I said, power is 3t squared plus t. That's the rate at which work is done. That's the rate at which work is done, right? So then, dW is going to be like a 3t squared plus t dt. What we want to do is, we want to compute the work. Sum of all the dWs would be the work done. And we want to compute the work done from t equal to 1 to t equal to 2 seconds. From t equal to 1 to t equal to 2 seconds, right? Now if I integrate, I get like a t cubed plus t square by 2. When I integrate, where t runs from 1 to 3, t runs from 1 to 3. That's the power delivered, that's the work done from t equal to 1 to t equal to 2 seconds. In this case, t equal to 2 seconds. So t equal to 2 seconds. So what does this turn out to be? At t equal to 2, it becomes 8 plus 1, 4 by 2, which is 2, minus at t equal to 1, it becomes 1 plus half. That means this is 10 minus 3 by 2 joules. 20 minus 3, that means 17 by 2, that means 8.5 joules of work is done. Yes or no? There are times when power could be a constant. Constant power could be delivered by an entity to an object, right? So for example, I could have had constant power P delivered. That means these many watts is delivered at every given second. That means this P joules per second is the power delivered to an object. If it's constant, then the work done by a constant power, work done is going to be W, which is, so this is watts, let me call it watts. Work done W is going to be power into T. These many joules per second into second, if P is constant. If P is constant, that means, suppose there is a constant power of 30 watts delivered to an object, right? And if they tell you what is the work done in 10 seconds, what is the work done in 10 seconds? This is 30 joules per second, constant. Therefore, the work done would be, for a constant power, power into time, which is like 30 into 10, which is like 300 joules of work is done in 10 seconds, right? And if 300 joules of work is done, then that will work done is also change in kinetic energy. That means the change in kinetic energy will also be 300 joules. So which means, let's say if the particle had an initial velocity v1 equal to 1 meter per second and had a final velocity v2, and the mass of the particle was 1 kg, then change in kinetic energy, which is the work done from work energy perspective, is going to be half of m into v2 squared minus 1 square. And then I can compute the velocity of the particle at the end of 10 seconds. At the end of 10 seconds, because this amount of work is done. So this is work delivered by constant power. Work delivered by constant power. Yes or no? So this was really the whole idea of power. I hope you are comfortable with the whole thing. There are also, you know, some other variations that you can look at. For example, I could have said there is a particle which is having a constant acceleration of 1 meter per second squared. 1 meter per second squared. It starts with an initial velocity 0 meters per second, and this is at time t equal to 0. This is where the particle is. I want to compute at b, which is say at t equal to 1 second, the power delivered. I want to compute the power delivered at t equal to 1 second. Suppose the mass of the particle is 1 kg. Suppose the mass of the particle is 1 kg. Now, very clearly, what's the force acting on the particle? The force acting on the particle is 1 into 1, which is 1 Newton, is the force acting on the particle, right? Power delivered by this force at t equal to 1 second would be force dot velocity. In this case, the force is acting in the direction of acceleration. So the force is like this, 1 Newton. And the velocity at the end of 1 second is u plus at. U is 0 plus a into t. That means 1 meter per second. Applying v equal to u plus at, I get v equal to 1 meter per second. So the power delivered by this force at t equal to 1 second would be f dot v. F into v into cos 0. Force is in the direction of acceleration. It's a one-dimensional motion. So f into v this time, because cos 0 is 1. So that makes it 1 watts. The power delivered at t equal to 1 second is 1 watt. 1 watt. Right? So that's the whole idea of power. Now, there could be times we might encounter something like this. Say there is an inclined plane. This is 30 degrees. There is a mass m resting on this smooth inclined plane. This inclined plane is fixed and smooth, and say m is 2 kgs, right? And there is a force acting on it, an external force parallel to the plane acting on it, which gives this mass an acceleration of say 1 meter per second squared up the plane, right? The particle starts from rest. Particle starts from rest. I want to compute the power delivered by this force at t equal to 1 second. I want to compute the power delivered by this force at t equal to 1 second. Now it doesn't even matter. It's going to be force into velocity. So power delivered by this force is simply going to be force into velocity. What's the velocity at the end of 1 second? What is the velocity at the end of 1 second? At. 1 into a into t. That means velocity is 1 meter per second. So what's the power delivered by this force at t equal to 1 second? The power delivered by this force at t equal to 1 second would be force F into velocity v. Force F into velocity v. Now how does one compute the force F? V we know is 1 meter per second. How does one compute the force F? Alright, look at this. There is like on mg, there is mg cos theta like this. There is normal reaction n this way, and there is mg sine theta this way, and there is F like this. This is the summary of forces acting. This is theta, right? Now, very clearly F minus mg sine theta, F minus mg sine theta must be m into a. So F then turns out to be mg sine theta plus ma. Everything is known, m is known, theta is known, a is known, so I can calculate F, plug in the value of F here and compute. V is known, V is u plus at, 0 plus a into t at t equal to 1 second. This is t equal to 1 second. I can compute the power delivered by this force, F. At this instant, what is the power delivered by gravity at this instant? Hey, realize that at this instant, see, again, there is mg cos theta like this, and there is mg sine theta like this at t equal to 1, and the velocity is v like this, and normal reaction is n this way, which balances mg cos theta in this case. Now, would you not want to believe that power delivered by n will be 0, because n dot velocity will be 0. Power delivered by mg cos theta would be mg cos theta dot v, which is going to be 0 because they are perpendicular, and power delivered by mg sine theta is, which is the total power delivered by gravity, which is going to be minus mg sine theta into v. Why? Because angle between force and velocity is pi. So this dot this is going to be like a mg sine theta into v into cos pi, which is minus 1. That's the power delivered by gravity. Does it make sense to you? Right? So this was a brief introduction to computation of power. Thanks so much. Bye.